Now, it was right around this time last year where we're hearing, rumblings that Matthew Stafford might be having some wanderlust. And, remember the Giants kicked the tire on him, and he's like, yeah, okay, thanks, but no thanks. A whole bunch of teams kicked tires on him.
We wondered if maybe the Steelers would be a fit.
Right. And he wound up returning to Los Angeles at the end of the day. And so I have a top 5 list presented by Hyundai of the top 5 storylines that I expect to rule the day for the NFL over the next few weeks, the NFL offseason, if you will.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's top 5.
Here we go. I need my music right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Here we go. I need my music for my top 5. Number 5 on my top 5 list of top storylines for the NFL offseason is which new head coach will get the most reinforcements. There's 10 new head coaches in the NFL.
Crazy.
Which team has a front office and an ownership group that in their internal meetings looks around and basically goes, hopefully not higher register. I think we can be the next New England Patriots. I think if we come up with the right mix of free agents and we nail this draft, that we've got a shot to turn things around right away. Which facility is going to be lit with activity? Who has the cap space? Who has the gumption? Who's got the general manager and the ownership group that's going to go for it? You're already hearing with Tyreek Hill apparently being released. You're seeing a whole bunch of teams kind of go for it. At least you're hearing the rumors of it. You're seeing some players maybe throw their hat in the social media ring to start getting something going. I saw a handful of Tennessee Titans folks who are, blogging or rooting or whatever on my social media saying, Tyreek Hill, you need to come here because that's where everybody who gets released shows up. All these great wide receivers towards the end of their career wind up showing up here at Tennessee. I saw pictures of DeAndre Hopkins in his Tennessee Titans uniform and things of that nature. Honestly, could Cam Ward be that guy to get a bunch of reinforcements? He was the one, just last year. Could he be a second-year guy? Can Robert Saleh get this group together? That's just one. Can the Raiders start putting some people together? Will the Ravens start throwing a little bit more on top of what we believe to be a ready-made roster? Just add a new coach. Which new coach is going to get the most reinforcements, I think, is kind of an under-the-radar, in a way, storyline of the NFL offseason, number 5. Number 4, I'm going to remove this one quarterback question from the ultimate carousel conversation that I'm already teasing at the end of this top 5. But I'm going to focus on what do the Steelers do at quarterback. That, I think, over the next month is going to be eyes on Malibu, California. Mm-hmm. Will Aaron Rodgers be out there staring at the sunset again with a blanket around his shoulders?
I thought it was an over.
I don't know what it was. But,
Shaw.
Is Rodgers, and again, we're going to have Ian Rappaport on here shortly. Is there any there just because McCarthy and Rodgers together back in Green Bay can be hooked up here for one more year? Is there any there? Is Will Howard a possibility for them to say, all right, coach, we hired you to groom a young quarterback. We drafted one last year in the 6th round. We like Will Howard. We're going to send Will Howard out there. Or do they draft one? Or do they go in the free agent market? As you know, Kirk Cousins is available. I don't know if that would be the right fit. To me, I think Malik Willis would be a great spot for him in Pittsburgh, PA. I kind of dig this as a major storyline. Number 3 on my top 5 storylines of the NFL season is what will this team do after having a rare tumble for them in their era of dynastic football? What do the Chiefs do to reload? What is the plan? Where is Patrick Mahomes going to be in his rehab by, say, the summer? Can we tell over the next few weeks? What do they do at the wide receiver position? What does Travis Kelce do? Will he come back? Chris Jones was one of those folks who came out and said, hey, Tyreek Hill, you should come home. That was something he threw out there. Is that even in the cards? Would that even be possible? What do they do in the draft? Do they go and get Jeremiah Love 9th overall? Do they get a major piece on offense through the draft like that with a rare top 10 pick? What do they do on defense? Does Eric Bieniemy's return augur anything for the Chiefs over the next few weeks? Brett Veach, you are on the clock. What do the Chiefs do to reload is number 3.
He'll get handled when he gets
Number 2. On the storylines of the NFL season, top 5 storylines. Is there anything going on for real with Maxx Crosby? Is there anything up with Maxx Crosby in Vegas? I know he's like, leave me the F alone and I want to play football. But
what did he tweet today?
Should there be this conversation? Is Maxx Crosby this year's version of Myles Garrett? A top-notch pass rusher who, well, I mean, Myles Garrett made it plainly apparent he had no desire to play for the Cleveland Browns anymore until the Browns said, here's the number of zeros with the number 4 in front of it. As you know, I kind of like having a little bit of fun with this bit of I'm never playing for the Browns anymore until how much?
Is it,
and is that what's up with Maxx Crosby? Or is
he tweeted today, stop making excuses, go be great.
Okay.
Okay.
What
does that mean?
I don't know.
Listen, you can tweet out, like you're Jalen Hurts at the podium, saying things that are, straight out of a fortune cookie or anything that you can do to inspire yourself. That's great. But what is up there? Is there anything up there? Was the way that his season ended, where they told him you're out for the last 2 games, truly pissing him off? Did he really say something that he doesn't want to be there anymore, even though he was there on the first day the coach showed up to have run into him at the coffee machine? What is up with Maxx Crosby? And I think that is going to consume everything until at least the new league year. I think next week in the combine, I'm going to have my ear to the ground, and there's going to be a bunch of people chatty-cathing about this subject matter.
Good one.
Number 1 is a kind of evergreen, but in this year, I don't know how much of a rotational pull we're going to see from the quarterback carousel. Now, every time I think that, it spins off its axis. But the question is, who's going to be the first domino on that to fall? Who's going to be the first cut? Is it Tua with the Dolphins? Is it Kyler Murray with Arizona? Are those guys going to be available? Kirk Cousins cut, but will he sign back with Atlanta? Because that seems to make sense with he and Stefanski having great times together in Minnesota and Michael Penix clearly not being ready potentially for the season with his knee, and maybe he's not that guy there anymore anyway, and Cousins can stay after all and finish his contract. Those are just 3 off the top of my head. You got Malik Willis as well. You've got a bunch of questions with some guys that might be under the radar. What's going on? Can Mac Jones be acquired if somebody's going to go and pluck him? What are the Vikings thinking with Sam Darnold having left them and winning the Super Bowl and J.J. McCarthy having an injury-marred up and down season in which he's now a meme in a way that nobody in the NFL wishes to be a meme? How fast will the quarterback carousel spin, and where do those leave pieces? Who's going to be the quarterback of the Jets? Is Deshaun Watson and his salary that remains mandating the fact that he's going to be the Cleveland Brown starter there? I will tell you this. If Matthew Stafford retired, this would have been number 1 without a doubt, where who wants to be the next Rams quarterback? Who wants to throw their career in the hands of Sean McVay with Puka Nacua, and Devontae Adams being their wide receivers?
Literally everyone.
You know what I mean? Like, this would have spun completely off the pinning. But he stayed put, and there's always a surprise as well at the quarterback spot where you don't see one. So I'm going to leave this one here, and this is the clear number 1 storyline of this upcoming offseason, to say the least.
You have one more. I did not know
Thank you
this.
for using my boy for that one. This is one more that's definitely going to be one in March after the new league year is all finished. And the annual league meeting, which is the official name for the owners' meeting, that's going down, I believe, in Arizona this year. And the question is, will the owners do away with the onside kick and or the tush push, or neither? What's going to happen here? Now, listen, the tush push came close last year to being banned. This year, it didn't seem to be an unbeatable play. There were a couple of plays that actually were made off of it as a fake. It's boring. I'm sick and tired of it, to be quite frank. But listen, it's not as significant this time around because the team that's the best at it didn't jam it down everyone's throat all the way to the winner's podium, right? You know, like the Seattle Seahawks ran it with their tight end every now and then. And as a matter of fact, the Seattle Seahawks won the Super Bowl, finished the postseason as being the only team in the playoffs to not even go for it on fourth down on offense once. 0 times. They didn't do it in any of their 3 playoff wins this year. So it's going to have less heat on it. And there was actually an onside kick that worked to the Bears' favor against Green Bay in a crucial contest towards the end of the regular season. So I don't know if there's as much heat on this one either. My guess is always neither, because owners need to keep kicking the tires on things before they make a change. Certainly when it could be as significant as a 4th and 15 or a 4th and 13 play instead of an onside kick. That one would kind of stun me if the league makes that move. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.